our summer break that turned into a 6-month sabbatical, we are back on your screens, Connections and Cowlets. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hello.
We have got a new studio, thanks to Wayne.
Thank you, Wayne.
We have got a new logo,
New
thanks
branding.
to ChatGPT. And we have got new sponsors. So we are excited for this new year and for you to be joining us. Today, we are starting off with a very fun interview with Mike and Michelle Casanover. They are the owners of our local grocery outlet, which I have been going to grocery outlet since I was a small child. And we talk about that in the episode. We talk about my mother's love and devotion to the store, the fact that she still calls it Camp Food, and that I still remember watching movies back in the little kids section that is now a wine tasting area.
Yes.
We also talk about how they get such great deals. So be listening when they talk about opportunistic buying. It makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely.
And it makes a lot of sense on why they can pass on great deals to our community. A couple other things is that we both realized that not everyone in Cowlitz County loves hummus as much as we do. And we were educated on what NOSH stands for.
Yeah.
So that is something you should be listening for. It's going to have a quiz at the end. What does NOSH stand for? Honestly, I did the interview and I can't remember, so I would fail the quiz. But you're going to watch and you're going to learn, and you're also going to learn what amazing people the owners of our local grocery outlet are.
Absolutely. Welcome back to Connections and Cowlets. Connections and Cowlets is brought to you by Your Cowlets PUD, JoJo and Coco Boutique, and Woodford Commercial Real Estate.
We are your hosts, Katie Keaton, your local realtor.
And Gabbie Graves, your hometown lender.
Welcome back to Connections and Cowlets, the podcast where we connect you with the faces behind local places. And I told myself I wasn't going to sing the jingle, but I mean, I have to.
We have to.
We are talking to the people behind Grocery Outlet, Bargain Market. Was that beautiful?
That was really good.
Do people do that all the time to you?
All the time.
I mean, you have to. So we are talking to the owner-operators of Longview Grocery Outlet, Mike and Michelle Casanover. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for coming on today.
Thanks for having us.
Yes.
Well, we have been chatting before we turned on the cameras all about how you guys got started in the business and everything like that. So let's briefly talk about that, but then we'll move on to all the exciting, fun things that you guys do over at Grocery Outlet. So it sounds like you guys got your first grocery outlet about 11 years ago.
Yep, March of 2014.
And it was not here in Washington. It was down in California, but you did not have a grocery background.
No, I spent 17 years with McDonald's restaurants.
Okay.
Started as a crew person, worked my way up to a manager, was a store manager, supervisor, and then we went on a trip to Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, and ran into Steve and Cheryl Mazuka, who were the owners of the Longview store at the time. And
The rest
One
is
too
history.
many margaritas, and they said, "Let's buy a grocery store."
It was casino night in the bar, and all of a sudden we're talking business.
Well, you know, I keep seeing on the internet the butterfly effect videos. Have you seen those? Like,
I have not.
An example of the butterfly effect. I said that
Butterfly
weird, but that's okay.
effect.
If we had never gone to Cabo San Lucas, would we be here in Longview owning a grocery outlet right now? The answer is probably no.
Oh, we would for sure.
Definitely not.
Definitely no.
So you guys are owner-operators, but it sounds like you almost have to go through a pretty stringent, I'm going to call it an audition process with
It is.
Grocery Outlet Corporate to get your store.
Yes, it was about a 3.5 month process of phone interview after phone interview after phone interview, go visit a few stores, another few more phone interviews, go visit a couple more stores, and then they fly you down to Emeryville, which is where the home office is at, and you meet with, it was an all-day interview process, meeting with just different executives in different departments within the company, and
Did they make you
Intense.
sing the jingle?
they did not make
They
us
did
sing
not.
the jingle,
Okay.
but
Okay.
we would have done it, probably
Yeah.
not as well as you ladies did it, but yes.
Okay.
They make you play like supermarket sweep or whatever. Like there's like those are the quizzes and the tests, you know. Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
So were you guys grocery outlet frequenters before purchasing?
We never seen or heard of a grocery outlet because
Okay.
we were from St. Louis. We moved from St. Louis in May of 2012, and
And there's no grocery outlets
Yeah.
in that
In
area.
St. Louis,
No,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I had the opposite experience growing up because I basically lived in the Longview Grocery Outlet. I mentioned before we turned on the cameras that my mom is probably the most frequented person in that store. I have spent so much time in there back when there used to be the little movie room for the kids.
We've heard that that room has been multiple like a ballroom, I think at one point. I never heard the movie Room. That's actually the first time that I've heard the movie
Bring
Room.
that back.
But you're going to watch the kids back there then?
Absolutely not.
Okay,
No,
you know what's
absolutely not.
crazy is
It's now a wine tasting room, though.
Yes.
So it has changed into something.
tasting.
Yeah, it's a wine tasting room back there now. So you might
Katie.
enjoy that.
We'll be there today later.
we need it seriously. Yeah, back then there wasn't even anyone back there to watch the kids. It was just like you dropped your kid off and you shopped while they watched a movie on a beanbag chair.
That's funny. I've never heard the movie theater.
That was the 90s, you know?
that was
Just,
the
yes,
90s.
I
Very
love
different.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I have spent a lot of time in there, so I'm very familiar. But of course, my mom still lovingly refers to it as canned foods.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We hear that quite a bit.
Yeah.
So what is the story I was looking up before we got on here? First grocery outlet, 1946, back in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And started as a military surplus store.
Correct.
So the name has changed a couple of times. It is no longer just canned foods, but still a big emphasis on selling things at an affordable price.
Yep. It's huge on opportunistic buys. Like, so
Okay.
the buyers are buying things that it's not always, a close dated item or anything like that. It could be package changes. It could be that, they have Christmas packaging that we don't care that, but you're getting it at a better price. And so it's things like that we end up with.
Yeah, a lot of the bigger box stores, they want, again, you get past Christmas, they don't want Christmas in their store anymore. So the product is still good, it's dated, till August, September, January of the next year. But they obviously want it out, so they sell it to us, and we're able to turn around and sell it at a reduced rate. Or if, like she was talking about, they, if Kraft Mac and Cheese decides to redesign their box, well, the bigger box stores, they want that new image, that new look in their store. So all the old branded packaging they'll sell it to us, and again at a reduced rate.
Interesting. Very.
So are you guys involved at all in the buying decisions?
We are not. There's a whole team at corporate that does all the buying and then all the planning in terms of what stores are getting shipped. But most of the stuff we get to order. We get the order guide. They the buyers buy it. They send it to our different warehouses. When we go to order, like today is an order day for us, they will, our guy opens up the order guide and we get a list of everything, the thousands and thousands of products that are in the warehouse.
And then you can choose from there.
And we choose from there, and that way we can kind of cater it. The nice thing about grocery outlets, we can kind of cater it to the market within our community.
Right.
For example, when we had our store down in California, hummus. We could sell hummus like crazy.
I love hummus so much.
Well, you're one of few apparently in the community of Longview because we can't sell it for the life of us here.
Interesting.
So it is very interesting, but it is nice because, again, if hummus is in the order guide, our store in California, we'd order big on it. Now we might bring in a case or two for the people like yourself who want it, but we're not bringing a whole bunch because otherwise we just mark it down or throw it away.
I just bought chocolate hummus the other day.
What do you order
was
big
also
of?
good.
What can't you keep on the shelf here in Cowles County?
Aussie Bites.
Aussie Bites is a big one.
Seaweed is a big one. Aussie Bites, you haven't had them.
No.
Yeah.
It's that is a big one.
What are they?
They're just like little, almost like protein cakes, and they are like wildly crazy. And if we don't have them, people are asking, when are they coming back? When are they coming back? And
You sell the little seaweed packages too? My daughter's obsessed.
Yes.
You guys have a great variety of healthy food and, I don't know, just like
the gluten-free and all of those things are like a huge
natural products.
Yep.
Yeah. And I appreciate that a lot. My kids are very much into working out, eating healthy, and you guys have a great variety of healthy snacks.
And that's one of the areas where you see some of our largest and deepest discounts is in, protein powders, protein shakes, those healthy, gluten-free type items, that generally one of the areas that have the biggest, deepest discounts.
Nice.
Why is that? Because those items are cost prohibitive sometimes in a lot of stores. Are they just surplus from places, or why do you think there's such a large discount that you guys can provide on those? I'd have to ask corporate.
I honestly don't have. Yeah, that would be a
Well,
question.
and it might just because the markup at other places is so significant. Also, because people are willing to pay it, so the markup other places just might be so extreme that when it gets to us, they're, we're able to still, sell it at a reduced price and still do well, with the
like if
item
you
and
want
stuff.
your Annie's, it's so much more affordable.
Oh, so true. Yes. Or like your layer bars, your kind bars, all those. I go and buy a grocery outlet constantly. Any type of like lunch, anything I pack in my kids' lunch, a snack for their sporting event. That is like, I specifically go to grocery outlet. It's like snacks. My kids.
I was just gonna say snacks.
Yeah.
Is a
Snacks
huge
is another-
one.
And healthy
Yeah.
snacks.
Yes.
That is
Yeah.
like a big,
Yeah.
And cereal. Oh my gosh. You
Yes.
guys have really affordable cereal.
Yes. And wine. Oh my gosh. If you love wine, grocery outlet. I am not sophisticated in the wine department. Not at all. But I have bought really nice bottles of wine from you guys and had them for charity baskets and things like that. And people have said, "Oh, this is a really nice bottle." And I'm like, thanks.
We're
Just kind of Russian roulette.
Yeah.
We're not huge wine people, but that's why I think we have employees that are, and so and they enjoy it and they learn about it, and that's when
Yeah.
But it's nice because when we do the wine tastings, then you can try a couple of the different types of wines that there are, and stock up on them. And during the wine sales, that's when people really take advantage of the 20% off that we have, and
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great place to get gift wines. Because again,
That's what we do.
It looks,
Just
it
peel
looks,
off the price sticker.
Yeah.
There's
There's
no
no
stickers.
stickers on it, so you don't have to worry about that.
Even better. Well, you mentioned your employees, and I just wanted to give them a shout out too, because
Yes.
it really does seem like when you go into a grocery outlet, I see faces that I have been seeing for years and years. It seems like a great place to work because a great marker of that is longevity in employees.
yeah, we definitely are like a family, and we definitely encourage that with our employees. Obviously, even when we're hiring new people, really in my head, I'm thinking, who are they going to fit in with? Are they going to fit in with everybody? Or who? And everybody kind of has who they hang out with, and they hang out outside of work also. So it's nice because you see the friendships that they're making, and it is team, and they all do rely highly on one another. They know that they are, and like they know if somebody needs something, somebody's willing to step in, somebody's willing to do it, and there's not a whole lot of, we make a big deal about birthdays. I make food for everybody's birthday. And so I feel like everybody will say happy birthday to that person because there's a sign up that says it's so-and-so's birthday. And so we try to.
And sometimes we pull them to the front and we sing in front of them and embarrass them because
Yeah.
that's always
Yeah.
fun.
That's fun.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is tough, in this environment. Obviously, being a small mom and pop shop, we can't, always pay and give the benefits that some of the bigger box stores are able to offer. So it's the little things, just being flexible with their schedules. Like Michelle said, she cooks and recognizes all their birthdays, and usually cooks on holidays and stuff like that for the employees that have to work on the holidays. And so just trying to do the little things that we can do, just to make them feel part of the family and feel included.
Yeah.
So.
Well, those little things really become big things. I mean, Katie and I, there's days where our little ones are sick, and we have the flexibility in our job to be able to work from home, work from our phones, and be with our kids. But working for a small business and having it be a family atmosphere, it helps with that. You can have the flexibility with your family, your schedule, things like that. And it does feel that way there. Anytime I go shopping, even just from the outside, it feels that way. I have to compliment you guys. I love that you commit your reader board to welcoming back local soldiers. I think that it gives me goosebumps every time I drive by. I love it. I've seen names as I've gotten older. I've seen names of, kids, people that were kids and now they're young men, and their names are up there. And it's just so special. You guys really embrace Cowlitz County as your family, and it feels special.
Yeah, we can't take credit for starting that, but we, Steve and Cheryl, I don't know if they started it or, I believe they did because their son.
I believe it was when their son had come home, they had done it, and then somebody else had just asked. I believe is what it kind of, and then somebody else just asked if they could do it, and they were like, yeah. So it kind of.
But for us, it was a no-brainer to continue it. And it's so fun and it's so rewarding, that some of the kids, stop in and they'll say, thank you for putting my name on the board. And it's like, are you kidding me? Like, no, thank you for the service in which you provide to all of us and allow us the freedom to be able to run and operate our business. And but that's really fun to when they do stop in and say hi.
Absolutely. So do the families just reach out to you? Like, how do you get the names? Yeah.
That's all you got to do. Just give us a call.
And really,
let
we're
us
always
know.
looking for names. We really are, because we have two sides of the board that they can go on. And so if you know of anybody, we have our email. You can call the store. You can stop in. But we have a slip that we have designated for that, just that we have. And we just have a board that goes and then we make sure they get up there.
Connections in Cowlitz is brought to you by our Cowlitz PUD. I say our because the Cowlitz PUD is publicly owned. It's my PUD, it's your PUD, and it's been bringing us safe, reliable, cost-effective, and sustainable energy since 1936. It's powered by renewable hydropower, and we even own our own dam. Thank you so much to the Cowlitz PUD for being such a great community partner.
Also brought to you by JoJo and Coco Boutique, a woman-owned business where they focus on the relationship and not the sale. The styles are quality, timeless pieces that work for women of any age. Stop in for you or someone that you love. You'll leave with stylish pieces and feeling great about yourself. JoJo and Coco Boutique, the corner of Hudson and Commerce.
Our final sponsor is Woodford Commercial Real Estate. Whether you're looking to find the perfect location for your company or you want to offload the work of marketing, tenant screening, bookkeeping, and maintenance, Woodford is your one-stop shop. Navigating commercial leases, consulting on commercial properties, facilitating commercial purchases and sales. If you think commercial properties, think Woodford Commercial Real Estate.
And like really, we just had a friend who just came home, or her son did, and we had posted it on Facebook. We don't always post it on Facebook, but I had a picture of her son underneath, or her bonus son, and I mean, our Facebook likes were the most out of. I mean, at one point, I don't know what it's at now, but at some point it was like 550. Mm-hmm. And it's nice, all the comments, all the. I mean, and yes. They love seeing that as a family, and like, but you can see how much the community
rallies together,
that, right? Like
yes.
and that was exciting for them to see, that how much support he does have, and so.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely. And that's not the only thing that you guys do to support the community. You actually have a couple of other programs that you do throughout the year as well. So can we talk about those? I know you have like a big food drive some point in the year, correct?
Yes, that's coming up here at
the beginning of July. It's the month of July.
It's the month of July. It's Independence from Hunger. And all of that money, the big part of it, any money or food that's collected, all stays local. So it's not collected and then goes to corporate and then they decide where that money is going to go. In the past, we've went with St. Vincent de Paul and Fish as the kind of the two. St. Vincent de Paul has taken the food portion of it, and then Fish we've done with the cash side of it, and they usually end up using that money for hams for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and that's just kind of what they've done the last couple of years. Obviously, they could do whatever they wish to do with that money, but that's just kind of what they've chosen to do with the funds collected the last couple of years. So
nice,
yeah.
And so that's just when you, correct me if I'm wrong, because I know I participated before, but maybe it's fuzzy in my mind. During July, you can buy a little bag of food. Is that how it works?
Yes.
So you basically just say, okay, yeah, also add that on to my whatever, and then that goes straight into the donations.
Yep. So you can do food bags, or you could just do a cash donation also. Either one is accepted. And
each of the last 3 or 4 years, and they've already confirmed that they're doing it again this year, they do a give 5, get 5. So if you donate $5, whether it's food or whether it is cash, then you get a $5 off coupon for a future visit.
Oh, very cool.
So you basically just get your $5 right back.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, and speaking of those coupons and whatnot, let's talk about your shares program too. Yeah.
So our share program is simply just kind of a give back program. It's a shopper loyalty. So you come in, shop the store, and we donate 5% to the organization, that you're supporting. We've got 70. We're over 75 organizations within the community which we donate to, from PTOs to churches to other just nonprofits.
Youth sports.
Youth sports, yeah, absolutely. So it's like I said, we try and make it super simple and super easy. So we take care of all the upfront work. We create a card with the UPC that's specific to your organization. When you shop the store, you just give the card to the cashier. They scan it. They give it back to you, so you can continue to use it on your next visits.
Okay.
And if you do happen to forget the card, we have a list of all the PLUs at the register. So you can just say, hey, I want to support, Longview girls softball, and cashier can look up on the list and key in that number, and it tracks that transaction.
Yeah.
The only thing that we ask is that, once we have the cards made, we give the card to the individual, and they have to distribute them. They distribute them, and then we ask that you just do a little word of mouth advertising for us. And just tell people, hey, Katie, make sure, you're shopping at Grocery Outlet. Hey, make sure that you're using the card or you're letting the cashier know that you want to support, whatever
Yeah.
that organization is.
I told them a funny story before we started, and I'm going to tell it again because you know what?
It's a good one.
It's my podcast, so I can't.
There you go.
You guys, one of the organizations that you support is the Tuda Lake PTO, and recently I was at a play for my daughter that the PTO put on, and they had the cards sitting there, the share program cards with Grocery Outlet, and my son was one of the people that was passing out the programs and passing out the cards, and my mother, who is the biggest Grocery Outlet fan in the world, like I said, didn't think that he was being pushy enough.
He didn't have enough enthusiasm
Yes.
behind his invite.
With handing out the cards, so she went and she took a big stack of them from the front table and literally went around person by person through the crowd, handed them the card, and explained how to use it.
I love that.
They
is
said there was an
fantastic.
uptick in Tuda Lake PTO.
I was just gonna say,
so.
yeah, you have to,
Yeah, when I just tracked last month, I did see, I was like, oh, wow, Tuda Lake PTO just,
Yeah,
they had
so.
a pretty good month.
Great
that.
job, Lori. Great job, Lori.
We appreciate it, Lori.
yeah.
So is that something that all grocery outlets are a part of, or something that you locally came up with?
That's something that there was another Grocery Outlet. And one of the things with Grocery Outlet, obviously each store is independently owned and operated, but different operators have great ideas, and everybody encourages everybody to steal shamelessly. So
Imitation
we know.
is the sincerest
Yeah,
form
yeah.
of flattery.
Absolutely, yes.
Well, and I believe, which is Michelle's idea, we have what we call a put a cork in it promotion that we do. So we have a big glass jar in our wine department. People bring back their old corks and fill it up, and once it gets full, then we do a 1 day 20% off wine sale. And so we've actually had other operators, who are visiting the store, and they're like, "Oh, what is that?" And they're like, "Oh, we're going to take that idea. We're going to do that."
Yeah, that's fun.
So
That is fun.
So yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. You hear of a good idea, and you're like, "Oh, that's a great idea," and maybe something that you would have never thought of. And so yeah, the share program was something that had started right around the time that we were kind of getting into the program, and it was like, oh yeah, this is a no-brainer. Like, it's an easy way to give back, and we just feel like it's you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. We'll donate to your organization. You just do a little word of mouth, talk, and kind of prop us up, just like Mom did, right?
Right.
And so yeah.
Yeah, and then you can check out their NOSH section as well,
Yeah.
which that is my pop quiz for you guys. What does NOSH stand for?
Stands for Natural, Organic, Specialty, and Healthy.
There you go.
I just learned something. Okay.
Yeah, you know
Okay.
them all.
Wow.
The key is, will you remember them all?
I guess I shop the Nosh
You do?
frequently
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
children.
yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
interesting.
yes.
Okay.
When that first came out, speaking of my mother again, she kept using the word nosh, and it was like triggering me. I'm like, that's not a real word. I don't know what that means. You saw it in one of your magazines. Like, nobody says that.
No, yeah.
And then
Yeah.
we were at Grocery Outlet together, and she's like, look, the nosh section. I'm like, okay, well, I lost that battle.
Yeah.
See,
It
she's a
exists.
raving fan.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
We really
Yeah.
need to get Lori as like some kind of like spokesperson. You know
Oh,
what I
it
mean?
sounds like it. Yeah.
You do.
And she would just be like your wacky
Sales rep.
sales rep. I love it.
Well, speaking of some fun, wacky things you're doing, I know you have a new video on your guys' Facebook page, The Bargain Hunter.
Yeah.
Ben Saban.
Yes.
Ben Savins made a few stops in the old Grocery Outlet.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
if you
those are
need
fun.
coupon Katie in any of the videos, let me know.
We will take you then. We will take anybody who wants to
And
act in
Lori.
it. Yeah,
Lori, you can't be in it without. She would be so upset at you. She would.
Well, one thing about the Grocery Outlet, too, is that it almost is kind of like a treasure hunt. You know, the Ben
Yes.
Saban, he's hunting for the deals, but it is true. It is like a treasure hunt.
is.
Because since you're buying those surplus items, you might see them
Never.
one time and then never
Yep.
again.
Yep.
So true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I just tell everybody that it's the one place when you're doing your grocery shopping to be a little selfish, because there's a lot of times where people will be like, "Oh, I don't want to take everything off the shelf," and I'm like, "No, do it,
Do it.
Yeah.
do it," because you might come back next week, it might be gone.
There's a good chance.
There's
Yeah.
a chance
Yes.
we might not have it for a week, 2 months, 6 months. We
Ever
might not
again.
ever see it
Never
again.
again.
So
There-
if you like it, grab it.
Yes.
Yes.
There are several items that we still talk about to this day in our family that we're like, oh, remember when the grocery outlet had these? Remember when the grocery outlet had these? Oh, we miss those so much. There were these chicken patties. Oh my gosh, they were so good. They were breaded, but they weren't like fully cooked, you know, whatever. You actually had to cook them. Oh my gosh, delicious. We still talk about those.
Hilarious.
Another item was just like this little frozen appetizer. I don't know the name. None of us know the name. My friend from high school, this was from back when I was in high school, was like, remember when your mom used to buy those green things? And I'm like, girl, yes. They were so good.
That is hilarious.
Never to be seen again.
I did not know this about Katie.
Yeah.
This is a new side of Katie I'm learning. We're gonna have to hit up the grocery outlet later today. Is there a wine tasting?
There's not one today.
Okay.
Not today.
Next
It's not like we do it every day.
But you could buy wine and make your own wine tasting.
Just
at
can't
home,
taste it in
you
the
know?
store.
We were just gonna say, okay,
We don't have that license.
We're in the back of the old theater, just like open up the corporate. We thought this was a movie theater still. Is it not?
I thought you could just wine taste anytime. That's right. That's how I understood it.
Love that.
Well, next time you come on, we could just do the wine tasting here.
That's actually a good idea.
That's actually would probably be a fun
we
little...
could do that.
Yeah.
You could bring one. We could maybe do it at the store even and have one of your employees teach us about wine. Because I am very clueless. The wine that I drink is maybe like a step up from an Arbor Mist. I'm not sure. It's not. It's not anything to brag about.
Well, what are your favorite items? Like, what are the items that maybe not even you're buying for the community, but things that when you see them on the buying list, you're like, oh, I have to get my hands on those personally?
Ooh, good question.
Oh, that's a really good question. Gosh, I mean, I don't know if there's anything specific, but you know
what I will say, probably the charcuterie boards that we're getting in right now, because they're so expensive other places, and that has been my big one right now, is when I see them coming in and they're $5.99, and when you're talking other places $17.99, and even I love them, but I'm like, gosh, $18 for it.
Yes.
And so, but right now when we get the charcuterie boards, or really any of the lunch pack type of thing, not the kid ones, but like the ones that are like a little bit nicer cheese with cracker and stuff. Those are the ones that usually when I see those are in the deli, I'm stocking up on those.
Mm-hmm. My mom actually dropped me off a charcuterie board from you guys the other day.
Yeah, we had ones that were in there were $5.99 that I know other places are $17.99. They're so good. Yep,
absolutely.
We're gonna take Lori. We're gonna blindfold her. We're gonna put her in the grocery store. Like, we need to come up with like some kind of supermarket sweep for Lori to do at grocery outlet.
She knows that place like the back.
I was just
of her
gonna say
hands.
probably just to tell her like go take us to whatever, and she probably
put a blindfold on her.
People
and say,
will ask
go
us
find...
sometimes if we have things in stock, and I'm people like your mom is who I'm like, there are a couple of customers that I'm like, I probably should go ask them.
Lori,
if a customer's asking me a question, I'm like, hold on.
Yeah.
I have somebody here that probably has a way better idea, because they see
that.
those.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Because she's really like a lot of times we're walking from one spot to another where she's really looking at every product and seeing all the things, and she would probably be able to tell.
Well, and there are certain people where the trophy is the receipt at the end where it says you saved $76 or you saved however much.
Absolutely.
And I have seen a lot of those where I'm like, look how much I saved.
Yes.
But even as someone where maybe I'm not quite as frugal, I am frugal, but I still love it. I love having my receipt where I'm like, oh, look how much money I saved. Because at the grocery outlet, that price is really not inflated. That truly is a savings that you are getting.
Right. Yes, it definitely is. And I know, because there's sometimes like where you're shopping, you're kind of in your head guessing how much, and then when you go out there, you actually check out, and it's less than that, you're shocked at how much less it actually is at the end of that shopping trip.
It feels like you guys are one of the only grocery stores that happens at anymore. I have to be honest. And the amount of groceries I can get for $50, $100, the amount is so much more. It's incredible. If you guys haven't gone to grocery outlet lately, obviously you need to. It's a good time.
Well, so speaking of actually, so much of the rhetoric in the country right now is the price of groceries. Have you seen an uptick in your sales as people are feeling frustration that maybe used to shop at some of the other places in town?
I don't know that I feel like right now it's kind of everybody's kind of cutting back a little bit and kind of being a little bit more reserved. So we haven't necessarily seen, in 2025, I haven't seen an uptick, kind of flatline from, where we were at in 2024. but and not really 100% sure on what to contribute that to. But I mean, obviously we've seen, especially commodity prices and stuff of that nature, milk and eggs and stuff, climbing up.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's obviously a tough battle to have. But.
Yeah. Well, if you're frustrated with your grocery bill, seriously, go to the grocery outlet, even just on a fact-finding mission, because you'll be surprised at the items that you are buying regularly anyway and the difference in price. So, like, if you are someone who wants to cry every time you leave the grocery store, check out the grocery outlet, seriously.
I go there specifically for any of my pantry items, any of my snacks, frozen goods, avocados. You guys have beautiful avocados. And even if you aren't frustrated with grocery prices, it feels good shopping at Grocery Outlet. You guys sponsor Longview Soccer. You guys sponsor Longview Softball. You sponsor Parks and Rec. I'm on the board of Longview Parks and Rec Foundation. You guys for many years have been a prom sponsor, a Fiesta Bingo sponsor. You guys give back to our community in so many different categories that when I like to go shop there on purpose because I know you guys give back so much and I want to try to help be a part of the sales. So, Cowlitz County, for 2025, let's boost Grocery Outlet sales.
Yeah.
We love Parks and Rec. We love our community. And so, I mean, those opportunities are, like, we love to be able to do those things and give back. And we love attending all of those different events, And so
it shows.
And so for those events to happen, you have to have people that are behind them. And for the other things to happen, you have to be in it. But we love prom and all the different, events. The father-daughter dance is a huge thing.
Did you guys go to prom?
We did not, because we are living in a world of dance competitions and softball tournaments.
But you did the last 2 years
prior.
prior.
I mean, believe me, if we had been in town, we would have been there. And I love a theme, and we dress up for the theme. And so we showed up as Flounder and Sebastian the year before when it was Under the Sea. Yeah.
Who was Flounder? Who was Sebastian?
I was Sebastian, and he was Flounder.
Well, and you have the red already.
Everything we have, yeah.
Well, we're talking a lot about groceries, but you have other products as well. So, home products.
Yes. And those, those are a huge part of, health and beauty. Mm-hmm. There's a ton of different, general merchandise.
Another area where discounts are really deep in those areas.
Yeah, absolutely. The health and beauty section, you guys have a lot of great supplements, skincare products that are at a huge reduced price compared to what
vitamins are way more reasonably priced than where you're going to go somewhere else.
Skincare things, if you heard there's this new acid or whatever you need to try on your skin, the new whatever,
I'm
lactic
always
whatever.
Concerned by putting acid on my
skin. Okay, that sounded bad. I meant niacinamide or don't be putting Drano on your skin.
I was wondering where we were going with that one.
Sorry, but I don't know. You see this new fun.
Totally.
Face product that you guys will have it at such a reduced price. Again, you got to go frequently.
Yeah, you mentioned treasure hunt earlier, and I mean that's probably one of the biggest areas because I mean half the time we don't even know what we're getting, when the deliveries come, and so and there's many times, especially because she oversees the general merchandise and the health and beauty care departments, but there'd be times where she'd be like, "Oh, look at that," or our leads will be like, "Check this out."
Yeah.
And,
yes.
Because even
right now, all the gardening stuff. There's so much cute gardening items coming in for all the different statues and all that is
That's a hot tip.
Yeah, and we have a lot of new items that I feel like have come in this year that we haven't seen in the past. But just really cute. And you can tell the ones that are really cute, you show up one day and they're gone the next, and you're like, should have gotten that when I saw it. But there's a lot of cute things that are coming in right now.
So one of the big things, Grocery Outlet just started their own app.
Okay.
So there's a Grocery Outlet app now. We started that about, I would say 18 months ago, maybe 2 years ago. So that's one quick and easy way. And on ad days, it gives you an alert or a notification and says, hey, new ad, if there's, and you get, just for signing up, you get a $5 off coupon. You get, occasionally just get random coupons. You get alerted for 20% off wine events. And I'm sure all these, the Produce Palooza that's coming up soon and the
you guys
20%
are going to have to kick
GM.
me out.
So
we won't kick you out. We'll keep shopping.
I mean, that'd be pretty drastic, whatever you're doing to get you kicked out of there. But if you're just shopping and spending money, we will not be kicking you out.
What day of the week do the new sales come out?
So Wednesdays is always an ad day.
Okay.
Usually Grocery Outlet runs ads every other Wednesday. Occasionally they'll throw in another one, depending on the time of the year and if there's a holiday and stuff coming up. But yeah, and then following us on Facebook, that always helps.
And that's Longview Grocery Outlet or Grocery Outlet Longview?
I believe the way it's set up on Facebook now, it's Grocery Outlet Longview.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yes. And then obviously you can sign up for our emails.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a number of different ways in which you can get connected and stay connected with what's happening. And if you follow us on Facebook, you get to see the videos of Ben saving.
I was
Yes.
just going to say, it sounds like you need to definitely follow them on
Yeah.
Facebook. That sounds hilarious. And you definitely need to download the app because I love a good sale, like Katie said. I also do not commit the time to sit down, look at all the ads, figure out who has the best deal on what, and that's why I love Grocery Outlet. Is because I can just go there and I know I'm getting a good deal on the things that they have. So the fact that you have an app that's now going to alert me about your sales, I'm just going to be hanging out all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, before we let you guys get back to business and head out of here, we do like to ask the people that come on for their Cowlitz County gem. So is there another business that you want to shout out that you love? It doesn't have to be a business. It could be a park that you really love. Just something in the community that you want to give a shout out to.
An organization, just a gem, if you will, that you love in our area.
So we kind of already spoke about it, but my gem is Parks and Rec. Our kids do multiple things. We go to the camps. I mean, as they've gotten older, camp, but our 10-year-old still sign her up. So I will say for me, Parks and Rec is definitely by far, they do so many different things that you can get interested in. So what might be for like father-daughter dance for us is a big deal. Something else, might be what intrigues somebody else. But that's definitely, Parks and Rec is definitely I just love all the things that they do. The foundation,
Love that.
All of it. I just, Mike plays softball.
Yeah, I was just going to add that on.
Yeah, so, there's just so many things that you can do with Parks and Rec, and they're so involved, and there's so many activities that they do and events that it's definitely mine.
They definitely, Parks and Rec, Longview Parks and Rec, I have to shout out Jen Wills and her whole team over there. Jen's now gone to city manager of Longview, which is amazing. But she's just created a culture there where anything's possible, and she really wants to make Longview a place where people enjoy working, playing, living, and those things can all come together. And so if you have a hobby or an interest that you want to get into and you haven't, pretty sure Parks and Rec has some kind of group you can join.
Yep.
Yes,
definitely.
Jen Wills is fantastic. We're good friends with Jen and her husband Chris. And,
yes.
And that woman has energy that...
and her mom.
And her mom, oh yeah.
Love Val. Oh my gosh, I love Val so much.
Val is amazing.
We
love you. Wow, so exciting.
We love you, Valerie.
So do you have another hidden gem you'd like to shout out, or is that goes for you too, Mike?
Longview Parks and Rec for sure. Gosh, there's just... I can't...
I love Columbia Theater. Also,
that's
another one.
Such a good
our
one.
girls dance, and so I love it because they get to really perform on a really nice stage for recitals here in town, and like the Nutcracker and all the different things. That's for us. It's such a nice theater, and so they're really getting to perform in a really great space, and it's local, and so
I grew up dancing, and I can agree with that. We are spoiled having such a beautiful historical theater here locally that's been well maintained and preserved. And I grew up dancing in the little hidden dressing rooms, and there's spooky spots, and it is the coolest place. So
it's definitely a place.
Great gem.
Yes.
Yeah, there's the number of them, and one actually, I'm part of the CC Devils, which is our youngest daughter plays tournament softball.
Cool.
And there's a number of people. I don't know if anybody's been over by the Riverside Park, but they've totally transformed the fields over at Riverside Park.
Yes.
And we actually had one of our coaches put in the coaches chat yesterday that he had stopped at the gas station right there in Lexington, and somebody said, hey, saw his Devils gear and said, hey, are you guys the ones that are doing Riverside? And just saying. Just complimenting how much work that they put into the park and making it playable. They said the fields look great, and they're in the process of building new dugouts and so,
bringing it back to life.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, but there's just so many different. That's one of the things that we fell in love with the community when we moved here is that there's just so many. If there's ever anybody that's in need, the community just kind of rallies. So that's something that we absolutely just fell in love with. Almost immediately when we moved here 8.5 years ago.
Well, we're happy to have you here.
Right.
Absolutely.
And that's actually one of the reasons why we wanted to have you guys on, is because you're a huge part of that. You guys are a huge part of that community that rallies behind an organization, behind a person, and really helps out. So thank you for doing what you guys do.
Yeah, and thank you for coming on.
Yes.
Well, thanks for having us.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of Connections in Cal. It's sponsored by Serve Pro of Longview and Kelso and JoJo and Coco Boutique. If you want to follow along with the Grocery Outlet, make sure you follow Grocery Outlet Longview on their social media. You can also download the Grocery Outlet app to stay in touch with all of the deals they've got going on. Thank you so much, Mike and Michelle, for coming on, and we will see you guys next time.